Today we'll be doing a blah 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 blah. Hi guys, what's up? It's Lynette here. Today we'll be doing a get ready with me video, and we'll also be chit-chatting about some stuff that I really wish to talk about for a very long time. And after that I will be reacting to my own performance video, so I think today's video is going to be very exciting. So let's get straight into it. So as you can tell from today's title, today's topic will be very interesting. I hope that everyone can watch this video with like a more... It's quite personal to me, and I've been like procrastinating for a long time before I finally decide to sit myself down and do this video. So to start off, as you have seen from the title, I have Trichotillomania. Let me repeat it one more time. Trichotillomania. So tricho is about the hair, and mania is like, you know, crazy. Yeah, so it's describing a condition where people actually pull out their hair, and I think the name itself is already very daunting because like crazy hair pulling, right? I got it since I was J1, so I was like, so it's almost 9 years already. Yeah, it doesn't really affect, I mean it affects me a lot. It had affected me, it has been affecting me for a lot, and it continues to affect me. I was like clinically diagnosed with this because at like age 17, J1 of my school, I started losing hair. How do people do get ready with me and talking video? It's so hard. I can't like multitask. Okay, they actually thought that like, you know, I think it was, I forgot what's the name, but there's this condition where your immune system actually attacks your own body, and like it causes hair follicles to fall out too. I didn't know it was tricho, and I didn't know there was a name for it. I don't know why I behaved that way, and I was just in a lot of stress adapting to the JC environment. It started with a few, only like 1 or 2 bald patches. Like I will pull from my sideburns. Like I will just feel my hair and then I'll pull, and then it's actually a very common tricho. It affects like a lot of people in Singapore or like in the world, but generally it affects like younger kids more. And I have no idea why this happened to me or like why I have this condition, but under the DSM they classify it as a type of obsessive compulsive disorder. So I have OCD, but it's not really OCD because there is an obsessive act, which is that I keep pulling, but it is not compulsive. Basically when we pull, right, there's this sense of like relief, like stress relief, because we'll find that bad hair in our hair, right, that one bad strand of hair, and then we pull, and then, you know, there's this sound like, and then there's this like relief, really, and then like a lot of sensory also. Yeah, when you can't make it nice, just fade it out and cover with your bangs. Fast forward, they brought me to polyclinic, and then I was referred to National Skin Center. This is when the specialist skin center, basically I went to skin center because like the scalp is a part of your skin also. So this was when they officially diagnosed me with trichotillomania, assigned me psychologist. And because of trichotillomania that time, I also fell quite badly into depression. Suddenly, like in JC, this thing just crashed, right? And a lot of people like, I don't think a lot of people were judging me, but more like my own insecurities of how I look, because like can you imagine a 17-year-old with like bald patches, and then in the LT setting, right, when we sit, like I will sit at the lower row and the people on top can all see my bald patches from the top. I was quite relieved sometimes because I'm very tall, so when I keep standing up, people can't see it. Honestly, depression was quite a hard blow to me because I used to be someone who is very happy, and I don't know how much pain I was in the fact that I had depression, because I'm just not someone that would like think negatively. And I still remember like my depressive thoughts were like quite amazing, you know, like I kept thinking that people were looking at me, talking about me, saying bad things about me, and like the logical brain wants to believe that I'm just overthinking, and I know that I'm overthinking, but I am still freaking conscious, and I think that like I consciously recall that I never had such thoughts before, and it was a fresh thought of like people wanting to take advantage of me, people wanting to set me up. That is how much impact it had on my mental health. So today I told you a very big secret. Actually, there's never really been a secret. I think the thing that like brings me shame sometimes is that because I'm wearing a wig, so it really affects my confidence level because it stops me from doing a lot of things I want to do. I love water sports, and I can't go water sports with a wig because when you fall into the water and you submerge, everything's just going to drop out, like how you put makeup and then they will say like, I see your naked face. Yep, that's right, you see my naked head. I mean, through these years, the hardest thing to deal with is probably would always be myself, but the easier, or like the things that are still not so nice but I would consider easier to deal with, is like people passing judgment. Oh, how come I've never ever seen you with a high ponytail? Because I can't. I'm actually very fortunate to like be given this opportunity to tell my story in Stirring Ground, because like I said, I screwed up. Like I said, it's a hard story to tell, and I think dance is the way that I can express myself the best. Yeah. And of course, the journey of creating this dance has brought me back into a lot of memories, because I think a lot of these emotions I choose to like block them out and not acknowledge them. Lastly, why I want to talk about this is really because I want to gain awareness for Trichotillomania. I want to reach out to the people who watch this video and also be like, oh my gosh, I have it too. And even if you are not one of them who have Trichotillomania, at least you know what is Trichotillomania. And if you meet someone in the future who has like suspicious wig or like balding hair and looks very young, like, don't judge them. I believe that the circumstances that we are dealt with makes us who we are now, and I am still very proud of who I am now. Coming this far, still looking so pretty as ever. Yeah, I think the most like valuable thing about my appearance is my smile. I think I got a beautiful smile. So yeah, I will just continue smiling more so that I will continue looking pretty. Hair is something so basic. It's like people don't even have to wish for it. But for me, it is like something that I don't have. Yeah. So that's it. Let's watch my video. Okay, so before we start, I will introduce my piece. My piece is called Trichotillomania. I purely made this piece because I want to talk about my journey and also gain awareness to it. There's no resolution to this piece, but we don't know the ending, but we still must continue hoping that there will be an end. The black box is very cool. So that's me standing there. I'm doing this action because I'm feeling the sensory, and I take a deep breath. Trying to portray more of a very internal feeling. And you see I'm like very tense up, and I put my first strand over there. Like as I pull, and then my hands have a life of its own. It's going through places all around my body, but it always returns to my hair or my head. And it's finding the hair that is nice to pull. It will struggle for a while. That's me telling myself to not do it. It will struggle for a while, and I'm looking at everybody here. I'm looking at the audience because I want to say that I'm aware of it and I'm aware of people looking at me, but I still can't stop myself. And I stop myself with another hand. And that's where the music plays. So this part is like the initial phase of it. Let me on this softer, where I usually would just find the hair, play with the hair before I pull, and like basically pull in all angles, when I'm lying down, when I'm sitting down, when I'm upside down. And all the other parts of my body are controlled by my hand. This is when I give in to the urge and I start pulling. This part is like psychomotor. If you're a dancer, you know it. Like the hand is doing one rhythm and the leg is doing another head rhythm. Reason is because my body is out of sync. So the body is doing something and the hand doesn't want to listen. It's like the fight between the head and the heart. And I pull and I pull and I pull. And I keep pulling and I'm going in circles because I'm losing it. I fall to the ground, but I still want to pull. This is actually my favorite run. Like I did this dance so many times, from the first time being so emotional until the last few runs. It was quite hard to get into the mood again. Okay, I dropped the hair. I pulled the last time. I dropped the hair to the floor and I pick up a hair, strand of hair on the floor. So this is the context. In real life, in my bedroom, there's actually a lot of hair around the floor, and I touch myself because of the sensory. And like I look around my room and there's more hair and hair all around, and I hate it. But I know that I've put many strands already, but my hand still goes to my head and I can't stop it. And I'm just feeling helpless. I try to block myself using my body, represents all the different ways that I tried to overcome this. Like I mentioned just now, the fidget toys, therapy, medicine. This is just me fighting myself, going crazy. No matter what happens, no matter where my hand goes, it will always find its way back to my head. And I'm just looking for creative ways to like stop my hand using my body, since it's a dance. Fun fact, my piece was the longest because it was entirely an improvisation, and sometimes I get very into it and it just becomes so long. Some moments like this is like when I reach my hand out or when I look at the audience, it's like a cry for help. It's like, help me, I don't know how to help myself. But I'm not exactly asking for help, because when people come and help me, I also don't want to accept their help. I just want to be by myself and I'm all alone. Okay, this is the middle phase of my dance where I came to the realization, like I stopped pulling already, but I realized the damage that has been done already. There's so much hair on the floor and I hate myself. I feel very dirty. I feel very disgusted by myself and I feel disappointed in myself once again. And there's a strand of hair. And then I continue fighting the urge. The urge gets more intense sometimes. And it goes back to my head again. So it's like a cycle, you know. I restrict it, I want to overcome it, I pull, I restrict, I pull, I say stop, Lynette, this, you are gross, and I go back again. Then the last part is just me sorting myself, like, you know, day to day I make myself look good and like, hey, I'm so glamorous, and I hide this side of myself. But at night when I go back home, the same thing repeats again. This is the inner turmoil, and fun fact, during this run I actually almost cried at my last post. If you can hear. Good job, Lynette! Good job, Lynette! Okay. Yep, so that was my performance. I think through the piece I'm able to tell my story in a very natural flow, and thank you for watching this video. There's really so much stuff I want to share about Trich since it has taken up so much of my life, right? Like 9 years. So I will probably be making another video about it, and I hope that in this journey of recovery and finding myself being comfortable with myself, with this condition, I hope that people would continue supporting me and still love me for who I am, because I'm Lynette. Bye guys.
Pika Pikachu, Pika Pika.